All right, we are recording. Awesome. So I am so pumped that you are all here with me today. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me live here. I know some of you are sneaking out at work right now in conference rooms and all sort of stuff like that. So thank you, I appreciate it. That was me back in the day, so I totally get it. For those of you who might not know who I am Lexi D'Angelo. I like to dub myself the soulful strategist and success alchemist. Ooh, I don't know why. I think someone just started sharing their screen. I'm gonna stop. I don't know how to stop this. Okay, hold on. Who's sharing their screen right now? Someone's sharing their screen. I think it's Simona. Is it Simona? If you don't mind, you can click to stop sharing your screen, I believe. So that would be awesome. Okay, there we go. Cool. All right, so basically what a soulful strategist and success alchemist means is that I really just have this huge passion for helping coaches launch their own businesses that feel really aligned with their core truths and desires. So I play a lot in the business world, in the more woo-woo world, and just really bring the two together so they dance and play really nicely together. I do not believe in cookie cutter methods, and I really do believe that when you are so tapped into your unique magic, that's when you stand out from everybody else and the noise inside of the industry. So I really like to see myself as a catalyst for helping people step into their own power and then create both a huge impact and income in the world. So if you've ever been on any of my webinars in the past, this is gonna sound a little bit familiar. I like to give people an overview of what to expect and then some tips for success inside of it. So the way this call is structured is I'm just going to very, very briefly just tell you about me, my story, who I am. Then we're gonna dive into the nuts and bolts of it all, the business training, and I'm going to afterwards open it up for some live laser coaching so you can get your personal questions answered surrounding your target market and just really leave here feeling like you got something from this, because that's really important to me. Then we are going to talk a little bit about my 3-month group program, the BizSpark, and I'm gonna let you ladies ask any questions you have about the program to explore if it's a good fit for you. You're gonna hear from some of the incredible women inside of the program already. They're all here right now, or not all of them, but some of them are here right now, and they're absolutely fabulous. And then I have a really incredible surprise at the end. It's worth $1,500, and I'm just so excited to gift it to those of you who stay on the call and take the action. So stay tuned for that. So before we dive in, I would love for you to just turn off the phone, X out of the windows. I really want to make sure that you get the most out of this. Multitasking is not the way to do that. It's really important that you set an intention, that you're focused and you're ready to go. So speaking about intentions, I would love for you to just take a second here to think about why you signed up for this in the first place, why the heck you're even here right now, and what you're really desiring to get out of it. And really think about just one thing. It can be more than that, but at least one thing that you're really looking to leave here today, knowing, learning, experiencing, feeling, whatever it is. So just take a second to reflect on that, because I really do believe in the power of intention. And if for whatever reason at the end of this training you do not get what you came for written down, then I want you to ask a question so you can get exactly what it is that you desire. So I'll let you take a second and write that down. All right, cool. So again, this might be a quick repeat of information for those of you who do know me, but I'm just gonna share briefly about my story because I think it is important for people who are new to understand who the heck I am in the first place and how I even got here. So it was honestly just over a year ago, that's it, that I was in my 9-to-5 job, rolling away, just completely, pretty much hating life, to be completely honest, because I was so bored and unlit up about what I was doing, and I was making like a whopping $1,600 a month. I absolutely dreaded each and every morning going to work, and all I wanted to do was to create my own freedom-based business and be able to call the shots and do what I loved. But, you know, I didn't have any idea of the coaching world. I didn't know that, you know, originally that it even existed in the first place. So once I discovered it, like a whole new world opened up to me. And it was seriously such an amazing gift. And as soon as I heard about coaching, I was like, yes, this is it. I need to make this my reality some way, somehow. But, you know, it wasn't all rainbows and butterflies, and I definitely struggled for some time. I invested in a coaching school or coaching institute, and while the information that I was learning was really interesting, there was no accountability. There was no coach leading it. I just felt really, really overwhelmed with all the information, completely lost. But I figured I could keep doing it on my own. And so I struggled another few months to really make anything happen inside of my business until I realized that it was finally time to get serious about this. And if I wanted to really create a thriving business, I would have to treat it like a business and not a hobby any longer. And so that's when I decided to invest in my first group coaching program. And everything changed for me then. Like, I just was able to have a clear step-by-step path to follow. I had accountability. I was part of an incredible sisterhood, and everything in my business really took off from that experience. So I'm so passionate about coaching. I think that it can just transform lives, businesses, relationships, like everything. It's really an incredible industry, and I'm just so excited to be sharing all of this with you today. And, you know, today, just a little over a year later, I really am able to do exactly what I've been dreaming of doing, and that's working with incredible women who have such a big purpose in this world, who are ready to step into their calling. I'm able to travel the world because travel is a huge passion of mine. I'm able to, you know, take time off and hang out with my fiance, with my friends, with my family as I choose to. And I just love the freedom and flexibility that this business has given me, and I just wouldn't have it any other way. So I did achieve a lot of success in a short amount of time, and there are some very crucial steps that helped me get to where I am today. But the biggest piece of this is that anyone can do this. There's no reason I can do it. There's no reason my clients can do it. There's nothing special about us that allows us to, you know, condense the timeline and achieve the success that we desire. So even if you're sitting here right now, like rolling your eyes, like, yeah, no, that can never be me. Think again, because that used to be my own thought pattern. Like, okay, it can happen for her, but not for me. But it's really a choice, and you get to make that choice. And so you get to decide right here, right now, if you want to be that person who is just going to be small-minded and think that it's not possible for you, or if you're really ready to step up and just see that myself, other people that you might admire or, you know, respect inside of the industry, they're just acting as a mirror to show you what is absolutely possible for yourself as well. And I think that that's really, really important. So I am going to dive on in here, but I want you to really know that, again, like, whatever you desire is already yours, and you just have to take the action steps. You can't just sit on this webinar or on other freebies or in your inbox or on blogs or whatever, consuming information. That is not enough. You really need to commit to your success and start implementing now, like right now. And so as I go through the stuff in the webinar today, like, I don't want you to just listen to this. I want you to go and take action and get results from this, because I don't want to waste your time. I'm sure you don't want to waste your own time. So get something out of this webinar and promise yourself right now that you are going to take at least one tiny action that's going to move you in the direction of your goals. Cool? Cool? Awesome. There are so many faces that I can't see. If you can show your faces, I'd love to see them. People are shy, I understand. Okay. All right. So here we go. We're going to dive into the training portion of it right now, but I want to hear from you guys in the comments, because again, like, I don't want to just be talking at you. I want it to be somewhat interactive here. But I want to know, if you were to narrow down your market to one single person, could you do that? Do you know exactly where to find your people right now? Do you know what it is that they want or are afraid of or are most in pain because of? Do you know how to speak your client's language? Do you know how to take all of your research and really create an incredible program that is exactly what your people desire? And if you have like a handle on some of these, but not all of them, what are the ones that are really standing out for you right now that you don't have a great grasp of? And what would you say is the biggest block that might be standing in the way from understanding that, you know, who your client is, where to find them, or how to powerfully serve them? I just want to get a general consensus of where you all are at the moment. I just saw Nicole, your comment. Hey all, if you join the BizSpark, you get to see us in our PJs. I love it. Simona says, LOL, no, I don't. And I'm confused with several niches. Interested in different clients. Yes, yes, okay, cool. Good to know. What about other ladies on here? Where are you guys? It's really helpful for me to know there's no judgment whatsoever. We're all on our unique and individual journeys. It does not matter. I just like to know, you know, who I'm talking to. Pretty secure on my niche and my ideal client. Think it could be more refined and don't seem to be able to find them on Facebook. Okay, cool. Yes, I think I'm called to help women. All right, so that's pretty broad still though. All right, Simona, dating after divorce / millennial women / women in transition. I love it. Last conversation I had yesterday, I was told to go with dating after divorce. You were told, or is that what you want? Just shaking her head over there. Vicky says, I don't feel absolutely certain, however, intend on researching to validate them. No, that should be my niche. Okay. Barb says, I have yet to narrow down my niche. Okay, cool. Ashley, I'm pretty secure on my niche. Female entrepreneurs, 2035, who are introverted and shy. Okay, Ashley, what do you help them do specifically? Simona, English is my second language. Sorry, no, you're good. You're good. No worries. All right, awesome. Thank you for sharing, everybody. This is really, really helpful to hear. I think you'll enjoy what's coming. All right, still not 100% on my ideal client. Still needs refining. I don't know where to find my clients. Okay, you guys are definitely in the right place then. Perfect. Okay, this is really, really good to know. So obviously, if you're struggling with these above things, not sure where to find my clients, okay, cool. Working on mindset and breaking through the myth that you can't be a successful entrepreneur as an introvert. Ooh, I know so many successful introverted entrepreneurs. Amazing. All right, Bethany, I want to help women who are feminists that embrace femininity and want to start a business and or bring new life to their creative business. I'm in the process of building a survey to get to know my market. I want to make sure it is effective. All right, love it, love it, love it, love it. Awesome. So you guys are absolutely in the right place. This training is totally for you. And like I mentioned, you definitely want to stay until the end because all of you who are participating right now, this bonus is going to change everything for you. And I really wish that someone had created something like this for me when I was struggling with my target audience. So that's why I have created it for you. Amy says, same here, still searching the best, moving. Still searching for the right groups, etc. Awesome. Zora, is that how you say your name? I'm terrible at pronouncing names. I'm so sorry. Torn between my niche and best way to find them. Okay. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. So let me just be very clear here. For the most part, you're not going to walk away from this webinar and be like, oh my God, Eureka, I have it all figured out. Like I'm good to go now. I like to be very upfront and very clear with expectations. I think you're going to get some awesome nuggets that are going to point you in the right direction. And maybe some of you have like an idea that changes everything for you. And that would be amazing. However, I have found that for most people, this is a really big topic. And there is a lot of depth and substance to really cover inside of this area. So this is a great starting point. And this is awesome that you're here because so many people are not taking action and getting serious about this, and you are. So kudos to you. I'm really, really excited to be here with you. That is with an American accent. Okay, got it. How would you say it? I don't know. Maybe you can type it in, or you can unmute yourself and tell me. I like to get people's names right if I can. All right, so in terms of really nailing your ideal client and your target market, there are 5 steps that you're gonna need to take, and we're gonna go through those 5 steps today, all right? So this first step is you've gotta start somewhere. And in terms of starting somewhere, this is where we're gonna create an overarching statement of who your ideal client might be. And this is kind of like the stage where you hear a lot of people talking about creating your client avatar. So I have a love-hate relationship with this client avatar thing, because I think it's awesome to get really clear about who your ideal client is, but I do not think that that is enough at all. And that's where a lot of people stop. We're not gonna stop there today. So we're gonna start there though, because it's important that we have a starting point. So step 1, come up with an overarching idea of who your person is. And we're gonna narrow this as we go, but again, this is just great to start here. And some of you have by sharing inside the comments, which is awesome. So I find it helpful to speak about your ideal client as one person in particular, because it just helps it be more tangible. It brings them to life. You can really imagine speaking to that person, and that's like your go-to girl or guy who you're gonna be creating all this stuff for. So I think it can also be a little bit fun to give the person a descriptor before her name, so you can get even more clear on who you're looking at. So I'll give you an example here. And these are just still very broad for the most part. There's still a lot of fine tuning to do to these, but we're starting where we are right now. So if you are a spiritual coach, perhaps your ideal client is someone like spiritual seeker Susan. So, or Susie, whatever you want to call her. And this could be a 30-something-year-old in corporate America who's extremely overwhelmed and frustrated by her 9-to-5 job. She feels undervalued and feels as if she's just wasting her time with, no end in sight. And she really desires to live a life of passion and purpose and to finally tap into the more esoteric realm. And she's dabbled in things like astrology, chakras, tarot, but she wants more guidance on how to incorporate them into her everyday life and even possibly her career. So we have somewhat of a picture here, but it's still not 100% clear, but that's okay. So another example would be, if you're a health coach, maybe your ideal client is someone like Fear of Food Faye. So this might be a 20-something-year-old woman who has developed an incredibly poor relationship with food, and she's really looking to overcome her destructive eating patterns. She's tried every single diet and weight loss system known to womankind and is pretty much ready to give up. And she knows that there has to be a better way to live life, and she's desperately seeking some guidance. And so again, this is pretty general. You have a kind of a little bit of a picture who these people are, but the one thing that they do touch upon are, a general pain point that the person's experiencing and a desire of what their end goal might be like. So from there, you can get into even greater detail around creating your ideal client avatar. So specifics could be something like, where does she live? Is she living in her dream location right now? Or is there somewhere else she'd rather be? If so, what's stopping her from moving there? So again, sometimes I see things like this where people be like, where does she live? How old is she? But it doesn't go deeper. So we're not just saying, where does she live? We're like, well, is she happy where she is? Is this her dream location? Would she rather be somewhere else? If so, where is that someone else? What's stopping her from moving there? What does she do for work? Is she lit up by it? Is there something else that she desires to be doing instead? What's stopping her from doing that? Is she married? Is she in a relationship? Is she divorced? What does her love life look and feel like for her? Is it someone who completely supports her inside of her relationship, her business, in all areas of her life? Is it a little bit complicated? Like, what are the details there? Does she have any children? How old are they? What is her relationship like with them? What does a day in the life look like for her? Does she wake up completely frazzled, disorganized, like scrambling around to get ready and hop out the door onto work and everything is just like one thing after the other? Or is she really, calm, cool, collected? She takes time in the morning to create a really expansive morning ritual for herself. she like goes off to work and is just feeling really pumped about her days. What does it look like for her? What is keeping her up at night? What is stressing her out to the point where she literally can't sleep, or she's up and she's Googling things on her phone at 3 a.m. because there's just not something right in her life? What is it that she's Googling exactly? You know, in terms of a health coach or a spiritual coach, their ideal clients are probably not Googling spiritual coach, health coach. They might not even know what that is. So what is it that they're Googling? For a health coach, maybe these people are like Googling like, how do I lose 10 pounds in like 2 weeks? Or, you know, how do I overcome my binge eating? So you have to understand like where these people are and what's going on in their life. So get into their shoes. What does she desire more than anything in the world? What would she do? What would she pay to be able to achieve, experience, or feel that? So again, like getting clear on the problem and getting clear on what the solution might be. And so there are so many questions you can ask yourself about your ideal client, but the idea around this is that you want to get even more specific than that overarching summary that we kind of created at first. And you really want to paint yourself a picture with, you know, who it is you're going to be working with. And another little helpful hint here is I often find that we are or were at one point our ideal client. So it can be really helpful to reflect on where you were at your lowest point and like, you know, the things that you were doing, feeling, experiencing, and then what you desired more than anything. Like what would you have done to be able to X, Y, and Z? So really just taking some time to go back down like your timeline, memory lane, and get really clear what were the different turning points too along your journey, and how did you finally get to where you are now, if that's applicable. And so inside, so true, awesome. Inside of the BizSpark, we're going to go a lot deeper inside of exploring your story and understanding how you can infuse those elements into or of your own journey into your message and into even understanding your target audience more clearly. But this is something to get you started. So an action step to take here is I really want you to take the time to create that overarching statement and to ask yourself questions around your ideal client. You can go back and listen to the replay and write those all out and write anything else that comes to mind. So then once you get clear on that, it's important to, now that you kind of have a clear picture of who this niche is, it's important to validate if your niche is going to be profitable, because if you're creating a business, you obviously want it to be profitable. So there are 4 things that you can do in order to validate if your niche is profitable or not. So the first one is to do some research and see if this is something that your people are already paying for. If your people are already paying for this, then, you know, that's awesome. The facts, like I talked about this inside of the BizSpark Advantage training, but when people are like, oh my gosh, the health coach industry is so saturated, or the relationship coach industry is so saturated, that is such bullshit. Like, yes, there are a ton of coaches inside of that industry, but there are so many people who need help from those coaches. There are so many people who are seeking support from people like you. So it's really important to not be so closed-minded or having that lack mentality and realize this is awesome. People clearly are already paying for something like this, so I know this is going to be profitable. And even if it's something where you're like, I really want to be an organizational coach and I want to help people organize their home. So an organizational home coach. Even if like this is not something that's completely popular or that you've heard a lot about, you can see trends in the industry and you can see that, you know, people are overwhelmed, they're disorganized, they want to clear the clutter, they need support with that. And so that would be a profitable niche still, even if there aren't like tons of organizational coaches out there for homes. It's still something that people need because you hear people talk about this all the time. So this leads me to number 2, that the problem is urgent to solve. So the pain point needs to hurt enough, or the desire needs to be so strong that it's going to inspire someone to take action. So if like, I don't know, let's just say, it really depends. For some people too, they'll hear your coaching service and they'll be like, oh my God, that is like tapping on my pain point. Like that's exactly what I need. Like urgency, urgency, urgency. And other people will be like, no, I'm good. I'm all set. But for your ideal client, the pain point needs to hurt enough, or it needs to draw them like to their desire and make them like really want to take action, because people are not going to move towards something unless it's urgent. So keep that in mind. So for example, for people who I work with, a lot of the times people are at the point where they are so sick and tired of their own shit, to be completely honest. They've tried over and over and over again to launch their business, and they're not seeing any success. They've been stuck in the same place, and they're finally ready to do something about it, because it's so painful to have this huge dream, to know you have this huge desire to make an impact in the world, to make a huge income, and you're doing nothing with it. And so people come to me who are just like, I'm so sick of this, and I'm so ready to finally have that impact, have that income, and really create a business that is aligned with my core truths and desires. So just think about, for you, like, what are people freaking out about, and what is driving them to take the action to go ahead and sign up for your service. Then number 3 is you have to have a burning desire to solve the problem that your ideal clients want the solution to. And this is so important, because you have to be lit up about the work that you're doing. This will get very old, and you will get burnt out if you are not so pumped about what you're doing. And if you think that you want to work with them, but only because it's profitable, it's not going to work. Do not go into something because you think that the money is going to be there. I promise you, I have worked with so many different types of coaches. It's when they try to do something that is inauthentic or not, aligned with their values, that's where the problem is. That's when they don't make the money. So do what lights you up, do what you're called to, and that's when you're going to just feel so abundant in so many different ways. And again, when people say, like, is it true that business coaches are the only ones who make the money? Like I said before, that is just a lack mentality. That is not the case at all. So don't let yourself get stuck in that belief, because it's only going to set you back. The health industry, the wellness industry, the self-help industry, those are billion-dollar industries. So that's silly to think that you can't make it. All right. Then number 4 for validating your profitable niche is that they will have additional problems that you can help solve. So let me be a little bit more clear about this. Just because their pain point right now might be like, so for instance, people who are on this webinar, your pain point might be like, you don't know your target audience right now. And just because I can give you the solution to that and I can help you solve that, that doesn't mean that there aren't going to be other things that come up along the way. So I want to establish a business where I can help people with their journey. I don't have to help them through every single step, but once you're clear on your ideal client, your target audience, well, you're going to need to then create a package or a program. You're going to need to know how to market your services. You're going to need to know how to sell without feeling sleazy, so you can actually get your stuff out into the world and make some money doing it. You're going to need to know how to coach and how to have transformational coaching sessions. You're going to probably want to know how to leverage your time and be able to scale your business. So there are so many things that come up along the way. And so you just want to make sure that there are additional problems that you're going to be able to help them solve along your journey. Hardest part, not feeling sleazy. I hear you, because that was almost why I didn't even go into coaching in the first place, because I never wanted to sell anything another day in my life, because I had a sales background and I hated it. But it's really, really easy actually to not feel sleazy. And that is a whole module inside of the BizSpark. All right, so my action step for you there would just be go through each of those 4 qualifications, I guess you would call them, to validate that your niche is profitable. So On to step number 3. So like I said in the beginning, step 1 is it's great to, get clear on your ideal client and create that avatar, but it's really not enough to just do this. You need to speak to real live human beings and engage with them to truly understand who your people are, because clarity comes from taking action. You're going to understand who your people are way better by actually interacting with them. Crazy, right? I was saying on a bonus call for the BizSpark earlier that it's like you have this slab of marble, and by talking to people, by doing or putting out surveys, by doing target market research, you're chiseling away at this slab so you create this masterpiece, and like that masterpiece becomes your ideal client. And again, this is something that I see so many people skipping, and it's one that I was guilty of skipping myself because I was like a little awkward turtle. I was like, I don't want to get on the phone with people and talk to them or sell to them, or I don't know, like just getting on the phone with someone was just so scary. I would literally like sweat my face off, and I hated it. But I promise you, this is a crucial step. And even if you're not afraid of talking to people on the phone, but you're like, yeah, I got it. I know who my people are next. Do not think that you are saving time by skimming over this, because you're not. You will have to go back and do legitimate research later. And this is one of the biggest pieces of the puzzle, because once you really nail this, everything else becomes so much more clear. We have a PDF of the notes of those points. Yes, Vicky, for those of you inside of the BizSpark, this is all you'll get all this and more, and I can create something for you. No problem. Bethany says, I'm a weirdo. I love talking to people on the phone, except when I have to make appointments or order pizza. That's really funny. I actually used to I don't like making appointments still, but I kind of am with you there. Now I love speaking to people on the phone. It's so fun, but I did not like it at first. It was scary to me. Okay, so the purpose of really doing some serious target market research is to answer the following questions. And this is 1, who specifically is your ideal client in the first place? 2, where are they currently inside of their journey? So what is their starting point? What does that look and feel like? And where do they desire to move towards? What's their end goal? And what does that look and feel like? 3, what is their biggest pain point? 4, what do they want more than anything that they're willing to pay the big bucks for? 5, what would being able to achieve X, Y, or Z goal do for them? 6, how close or far are they from achieving their desired goal? 7, what obstacles are standing in their way from achieving the desired goal? And what are they struggling with most at that moment? 8, what have they tried before that has worked or not worked in terms of overcoming these obstacles? And 9, what specifically are they looking for inside of a program or service that they're willing to pay for? That's the point of the research. You want to get clear around all these things. And so the first question inside of your surveys should really help you identify if your people are who you think they are in the first place, based off of the overarching summary you created. Because you might have this whole thing going on in your head and be like, this is my ideal client. But then when you're getting in front of your people, you're like, ooh, she looks a little different than I thought. So this happened to me. So in one of my surveys, I wanted to get really clear about what stage a majority of my people were at inside of their business and what they were looking for more support around. So one of the very first questions that I asked was, what stage are you at inside of your business? Are you a new coach who hasn't attracted any clients and you haven't made any money inside of your business? Are you a new coach who has attracted a client or two and you've made some money, but it's nothing consistent? Or are you an established coach and you've attracted consistent clients and made consistent 5K plus months? And I really truly thought I was gonna have a range of people, but it turns out that the overwhelming majority were people who were complete newbies and hadn't attracted any clients or made any money inside of their business. And that was a really big surprise to me, because I saw a lot of these people like inside of my Facebook group or like in other Facebook groups, and I was like, oh, like I assumed that they had clients or that they were thriving, but that wasn't the case actually. And so I also discovered that one of the most common problems and obstacles these people were facing were that they had no idea how to go about getting their first paying client, and they really desired help in that area. So that inspired me to create another survey to get even more detailed and address that specific topic. So surveys are so enlightening because they're dealing with real people, whereas creating an ideal client avatar, that's like fantasy. It's great to get started, but it's not enough. So overall, like I really addressed, in that next survey, where people were in terms of attracting their ideal clients, what their biggest struggles were, what their final goal or desire was in terms of getting clients, how close they were right now to reaching that ideal state, and then what attracting their first paying clients were going to do for them and anyone else inside of their life. So it's kind of following, all going back to what I was talking about before. So I didn't stop there. I would then go on to get people on the phone so I could go even more in depth with my research and really understand who these people were. And I would ask if it was okay to record them, or I would take notes, and I was writing down everything they were saying because their words were pure gold. Those were the things that I was able to then use in my copy, on my sales page, like in my emails, etc. It's just so important that you're speaking to real people. And again, I got a lot of clarity around what their pain points, their goals were, and I also got clarity around what types of people I really wanted to be working with. And, those people who maybe weren't my jam as much. So I also, one thing that I will say to incentivize people to do these surveys or this target market research, I found it really helpful to just add some type of incentive for them. So whether it's gifting everybody a prize who does the survey, an ebook, a free session, or whatever it is, or drawing a name or a few names from the collective, it's just really nice to reward people for taking the time to help. It's not necessary, but I found that when I do that, the engagement in surveys goes way up. So you might now be wondering, when it comes time to finding people to survey or send these surveys to, how do you go about wording it? You can do it in any way, shape, or form that feels best to you, but I have found, I can give you 2 examples of what I might say. So I might say, and I'll tell you where you can do all this in a second, but I might say, hey, if you've been struggling with blank, so let's just say, if you've been struggling with getting your first paying clients, losing that baby weight, getting in touch with your spirituality, I have an incredible gift for you. In exchange for helping me out with some target market research, I'd love to give you, and then it could be a client attraction toolkit if you're the person who's helping out the paying clients. It could be a 5-part series on losing baby weight. It could be a deepening your spiritual practice, virtual retreat if you're a spiritual coach, whatever. You just say whatever it is. Are you interested? Just shoot me a message. Or you could say something like, hey people, I'm about to launch my incredible 6-month group program that's all about, right now I'm looking to speak with women who are struggling with and are finally looking to whatever their desired goal is. I truly desire to make this program as impactful and transformational as possible, so it would mean the world to me to receive your help. In return, I would love to gift you blank. So those are just some ideas. You can make it your own. You can do whatever you want with it. But some places where you can share these posts and your surveys are, you could share it on your personal Facebook page. You could share it on your like page. You could share it inside of your Facebook group. You could share it in Facebook groups with a similar target audience. Hold on, this thing keeps falling. 1 second. You could send it to your email list. You could put it on your website or your blog. You could do a guest post around it. You could promote it online via SurveyMonkey or PollDaddy. They have options that allow you to do that. You could do it on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Twitter. You could be on Periscope and give a call to action about it. You could create a video and post it on YouTube. That's in category 1, where you can post it. And category 2 is like you can ask for support from people. So you can ask your close friends to share it with people. You can talk to business besties and ask them for suggestions, your mastermind sisters or your group program people, your husband, your wife, your family, your coworkers, people at your gym, in your community. And all you have to say is like, you know, I'm creating a program for blank, blank, blank type of person. This is for someone who blah, 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 blah. If you know anyone like this and you believe that it could be beneficial for them, I would so appreciate it if you could send the survey their way. The worst thing they're going to do is say no, or I don't have time, or whatever. But imagine if you reached out to multiple people around this and had them share with 1 or 2 people, like that would be awesome. So I want you to pick at least 2 places from the first category, and then think of at least 10 people from category 2 that you can reach out to. So right now, write down the 2 things. I'll say them out loud again. Personal Facebook page, like page, Facebook groups, yours or someone else's, email list, website, blog, SurveyMonkey, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, like a social media platform basically. So choose 2 social media platforms where you're going to share this. And then category 2, think about 10 people that you can reach out to ask you or ask for help with this. So either reach out to them and say, hey, can I survey you if they fit your ideal client description? Or, hey, do you know anybody who might fit this? Nicole says, this makes me feel overwhelmed with the need to be an expert. In terms of what I'd offer as a thank you, what if I can't actually help them? Or the freebie isn't good enough? Okay, so here's the thing. I hate the word expert because I don't think anybody is truly an expert. I think we're all learning, growing, and yeah, expert's a weird word. You can help someone with the very first part of their journey. I have zero doubt about that, especially because I know you. I know that you have so many skills to offer and so much knowledge to help people with. You do not need to help them launch a 6-figure business or lose 100 pounds or whatever. Like, it can be the first part of their journey. That is enough. When I first started as a business coach, I wasn't telling people I could help them make 5K, 10K, 15K months because I had no idea how to do that. I was telling people, I can help you with your target market. I can help you with your branding, things that I had a hold of, or social media. So you have to start somewhere. They have to want to be helped first as well. We can't make them do something if they're not ready. Yeah, no, you can never make anyone do anything. Definitely not. But most of the time, when these people are looking for help, they want help. They're ready to get help. So if they're hanging out in certain Facebook groups or certain platforms and things like that, they're ready to get help for the most part. But yeah, never force anything on anyone. That's never good. All right, so like I said before, the answers from these surveys, from these interviews, they not only help to give me insight into my ideal clients and their current realities and where they desire to move towards, but they also gave me the exact language to use in my messaging, email, sales page. So their wording is amazing. It's gold. Like, my whole sales page for the BizSpark was created from talking to people, from listening to the language that they were using. And so listen up, because your clients always have the answers. Simona says, some of us suffer from analysis paralysis. Just do it. I started with a few clients and the results were fantastic and rewarding. The survey idea is great. Thanks, Lexi. You're welcome. Yeah. And I get it. It can all seem a little bit overwhelming and scary when you're first starting out, but here's the thing. You need to start somewhere. I clearly remember just feeling like I didn't know enough, that I didn't have enough knowledge, I didn't have enough expertise, but I promise you, you do, and you're not giving yourself enough credit for what you do know. And if you've experienced a shift or a transformation, there's no doubt in my mind that you can help someone else do that as well. Should I become a certified coach first? That is totally up to you. I don't say that that's necessary, but again, here's the thing. I think certifications can be great because it gives you knowledge and information. However, I've also seen people put off their dreams and launching their businesses, etc., because they think that they need a certification to launch their business. You do not need a certification to launch your business, depending on what type of coach you are. I'm not sure. Maybe you can explain a little bit more there. But a lot of the times I just see people kind of like using that almost like as an excuse, like, oh, once I get the certification, then I'll start. And then I see people get the certifications and they're still spinning. So I don't think it's necessary. Nicole says, that's why I joined the BizSpark. You were speaking my language. I knew I was your ideal client. Yes, love it. Zenobia says, maybe they want to be helped at level 1, 2, 3. They aren't ready for level 10, so we can be helpful in that way. Exactly. Exactly. Great point. Okay. So step 4 is to really know where the heck to find your people in the first place. So even if you don't have a Facebook group, even if you don't have a like page, even if you don't have an email list yourself, that does not mean you're at a loss. Not at all. There are so many resources that you can utilize to find your ideal clients and learn even more about them. So some ideas would be, you can look at certain blogs and blog posts that people have created or written where you think your ideal clients might be hanging out. Popular ones have a comment section where people are really active. They're asking questions. They want answers. They want support. So you can offer your support and your advice there. If you ever go to look at Amazon book reviews, this can be really helpful, and maybe not so much as engaging with people, although you can, but to see what questions people are asking. So if you look up like popular books, like in your industry, in your niche, you can see like people say a lot in those comments. They say like where they are, what that book helped them with, like how it changed it, or what wasn't there, what wasn't enough for them. You can get a lot of really great ideas from Amazon. And that goes for other websites or online publications. And online magazines, those can be really helpful as well, because if the readership is high, people are going to be interested in commenting and participating. So I would definitely check that out. You can think about what social media platforms people are hanging out on. And of course, based off of like how old your client is or your ideal client is, where they live, etc., they're probably going to be on a certain platform. So you can use hashtags and keywords to search for certain things that you think that they might be using, and then follow threads inside of those platforms, or look for videos or live streams or whatever. There are in-person events that you can go to and actually engage with people. There are online forums where people are asking questions about their health, their wellness, spirituality, business, etc. Then there are public figures who people are following right now, who your ideal clients are following. And you want to look for public figures who have a similar following that you're looking for. And if you don't know who these people are in the first place, ask around. Hey, do you know any spiritual coaches? Hey, have you ever heard of like a health coach before? Or do you know anyone in the fitness world or the wellness world that you would recommend me follow? Google what you think your ideal client would be Googling and see where it points you, because you're probably going to get some results on the first page that are going to lead you to the websites of the people who are most popular in that industry. And just because your clients are people who are interested in, let's just say, becoming a health coach, that doesn't mean that you can't look at bloggers or speakers or public figures that your people are interested in. You don't have to be like so narrowed in. You can kind of go overarching, because I think that it's interesting to kind of see different industries as well. And then once you identify the people that they're following, you can go to their social media accounts. So you can both go to the public figure social media account and see who has followed them, liked their pages, and then you can click on the people who have followed them and see what other people they've liked or they followed. You can go on Facebook groups and see, you know, what other groups these people are a part of. If you click on someone's name, sometimes if their privacy settings aren't really, really strict, you can see the other groups that they're a part of to give you an idea of where people are hanging out. Once you're inside of these groups, you can scroll through and see what some of the most common questions are, what the biggest concerns are, what posts are getting a lot of engagement, and which ones aren't. And in all of these locations where it's applicable, don't just be awkward and linger in the background. Don't be a lurker. Start to develop relationships with these potential clients by providing value and being of service. Focus on helping, not on being promotional. You can also make connections with the other experts inside of, not experts, again, I hate that word, thought leaders or people inside of your field and connect with them there. Someone in the Facebook group asked about this webinar. They said, you know, I know where my people hang out, but I can't promote in these groups because it's not allowed. What do I do? And that's a great question. But here's the thing. If you know exactly where your people are hanging out, but you just feel like you can't promote to them, you're good. You're golden, because you're not supposed to promote. You're not supposed to sell to them. You want to, inside of those groups, become seen as a thought leader, of someone of value, a value provider. So make it a point to scroll through the threads, see what people are asking, respond to their questions, their concerns. Be someone who's going to bring up a topic that's going to be really thought-provoking and going to be of extreme value, not promoting, because people will start to see this and then will be like, oh, you should go to Jane for this. She always answers questions about that. Or you should go to Sarah for this because she's really awesome in this area. So people will start to see it. Does this happen overnight? No, it's something you need to be patient with, but you will establish a connection, a relationship with these people. So my action step for you here is, what are at least 2 methods that you're committed to diving deeper into? So what are 2 places that you're committed to really exploring in even more detail to find your ideal clients? And I just want to get a gauge. How is this going for people so far? Are you getting value from it? Are you learning something? What are any ahas that you're experiencing right now? You can type it in the comments. Blown away. Awesome. Facebook and Pinterest. Okay, cool. Great value. Awesome. Sweet. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Awesome. You rock. I love you. I love you too. So much love. Love it. Cool. All right. So step 5, blog posts on Amazon. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. So step 5, once you know exactly where your client is or who your client is, what their deepest pain points are, their desires, where they're hanging out, how to talk to them, it's time to package all of your knowledge into a transformational program. This has a lot of value for me. Good, I'm glad. And I also know that I have a tendency to give a lot of information, and I don't want people to feel overloaded. So I want you to know that step 5 is really important, and that you must take all of this and package it into a transformational program, because that's what you're going to sell. That's the reason you're doing all this in the first place. But this is going to be something that is covered in depth inside of the BizSpark. Love the idea of Pinterest too, Facebook page and Twitter. Thank you, lots of value, Lexi from UK. Awesome, cool, cool, cool. And I also want to say that all the steps that we went through, we kind of skimmed through them pretty quickly. Hopefully you got some good nuggets and value, but there's so much more to go into. That's just the tip of the iceberg. And I don't say that to overwhelm you, but I say it because there's just so much that you can do in terms of ideal clients. And so you really want to go deep beneath the surface to get super clear on who they are. And so again, hopefully this has served as a starting point and given you some clarity on how to implement and take some action, but there's still a lot more that needs to be done. And so how do I know if what I'm offering, the package, is original and not a re-warm up of something that is already out there as far as information? That's a really good question. I'm going to get to that in a second. So actually, I'll answer it now and then I'll go into the next part. So in a nutshell, this is like a simplified answer to that, but I really truly believe that no one is reinventing the wheel. There are no like crazy new ideas out there. People are just doing them or speaking about them in a way that is really authentic to them, that is just it's infused with their own unique magic. That's like how I describe it. And so I'm talking about your ideal client and your target audience, but what I'm saying right now, it's not something that other business coaches aren't talking about. It's not like, ooh, Lexi's the only one talking about this. Not at all. I'm just talking about it in a way that I know worked for me, that I've seen work for my clients, and that I think that my people will most resonate with. And so honestly, like your style. Good. Awesome. Yeah. And honestly, like that's the thing too. I could get up here, say exactly the same thing that I've said to you today, and someone else with a completely different personality could get up here and give this same exact speech, webinar, script, whatever. And you, I think, would take away something completely different from both of us because of our energy and our personalities. And I know that might sound weird, but I really do think that's the case. So your people need to hear it from you. They will resonate. Your true tribe is going to resonate with what you have to say and your experience and your journey. So I think that as long as you are so tapped into what is true for you and your own experience and you're unapologetically you will stand out automatically. So that's kind of like a short answer to your question. So obviously I keep talking about the BizSpark, and this is my upcoming course that is a 3-month program, and it's a deep dive into all of this and so much more. And I really want to also take a second, totally true, no one can share your story. Yes, exactly. I want to take, oh, you made me choke up, you're so sweet. I want to take a second to just invite some of the women who are inside of the BizSpark with me to just share a little bit about their experience so far. We've only had 2 bonus calls, that's it. The Facebook group's been open for like maybe a week today, I think. But the women are just so freaking fabulous. Like I told them earlier today, I was like, I called you in, I've been visualizing you, I've been like thinking about you, I've been setting the intention for all of you, because they're just the best women. And they were just saying like, oh my God, like I love all the people inside of this space, and they're just so incredible. So I would love for you guys to just get a feel for who these women are, why the heck they joined in the first place. Just because if you are on the edge right now and you're unsure of whether to join or not, I just want you to hear from people who have experienced it so far, and feel free to type in the chat box any questions or let me know like why you're on the fence, and we can explore if it's going to be a good fit or not. So let's see. I don't know, who of you want to kind of, this is where people get shy, who wants to kind of just share a little bit about what your experience has been so far? Maybe I'll let actually Bethany go first, because I know that you're at work and stuff like that. So I guess maybe share, why you decided to join, maybe what your biggest hesitations were, and then what you would have wanted people to know, or what you want people to know now that you're in it. That makes sense.
Yeah, sure. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, perfect.
Awesome. Okay, so, oh boy. So I honestly, I was in this like weird phase of my life where like I wanted to start this business, and actually I've been wanting to start this business for 5 years. And it was just never the right time, and never the right time. There was always something else that seemed more important. And then the feeling that I needed to do this just started getting more and more powerful, and I came across Lexi. So I did a masterclass of hers that was free in mid-April, and she just really spoke to me, got me moving, got me doing things, And all of a sudden, I just felt like this business was possible. So then I kind of hesitated with the BizSpark and was afraid to commit to it. You know, where am I going to find the money? Is this the right time for me? I'm getting married in 5 months. I'm in the middle of trying to sell and buy a house. There's a lot going on. But ultimately, I decided there's never going to be a right time. The right time is when I decide it's the right time. And I can't miss this opportunity. So I have joined the BizSpark, and it's been really awesome. So if you've been doing Lexi's freebies, they've been working for you, you have to join the BizSpark because they just get better and better. It's amazing. And the other thing about the BizSpark is the other ladies in it are just so awesome. The group on Facebook that we have has been so much fun, so supportive, and it's been wonderful. I'm really, really happy I made the decision.
Oh, I love that. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing. Yay.
Absolutely.
All right. Who else wants to share? I know there's a couple more of you hanging out here. Suki. Awesome. Thanks, Bethany.
Hi. Yeah, so I was in a very similar situation where I had so much overwhelm because I was just delving into absolutely everything, downloading every newsletter, ebook you can think of, jumping on every free webinar. I've been trying to set this business up since last September, going on a lot of online courses, and I was just in overwhelm with so much information, and I just didn't know where to start. And I knew what the structure of the business needed to be, and everything that I needed to do to get it set up. But I just didn't know where to start. And I think because my head was just spinning with so much overwhelm that I just fell into procrastination. And it was like, I just don't even know where to start because I've just got way too much stuff going on. And then I did the masterclasses with, came across Lexi and did the masterclasses, and then the final webinar in, I think, was it Masterclass 5? Where every single, the 11 success steps were just the exact nuggets that I needed for it was just like, wow, this is like too good to be true. Like, this is exactly what I need. But I had researched and gone on every webinar, and there is a sea of people out there, but they just didn't resonate with me, and selling their courses and their 3-month and 6-month programs, but they just didn't sit with me. There was something about them that just didn't sit with me. And then with Lexi's, it just resonated with me, and it was like, wow, this is exactly what I need. So then I knew that I was fierce about my success, and for me, it's like I will invest in my learning, in my education, and two of the things that happened for me was, firstly, I didn't have the time because I'd enrolled on so many online courses, and I didn't have any money. So the two big questions for me is, I can't really do this at this stage because I haven't got the money and I haven't got the time. And then I thought to myself, actually, that's just excuses that I'm making. That's just my BS coming in the way now, and I need to sort this out. So I had a one-to-one with Lexi, and I explained my situation to her. And there was no pressure on that call at all to sign up or anything. In fact, Lexi did say to me, Suki, I think you've got a bit too much going on. Is this program the right time for you? Which for me then, it was like even more so that Lexi's not just selling this program because she just wants anyone on it. So I was just like, yeah, it's got to be. And for me, it's very much, if you you need to invest in mentors and coaches to take you to the next level. And there's certain mentors and coaches that I look up to and admire because of the impact they've made in the world and the lives that they've transformed. And then I'm on the other Facebook group, and just what the amount of value Lexi's putting into that was just amazing. And just the engagement with all the members in that group. I was getting so much out of that. And then I decided to join. I thought, no, you know what? The money will come from somewhere. I don't care. I'm going to do this. And I haven't I haven't regretted it. We've been on it for 2 weeks. The course hasn't formally started, but the amount of fun we're already having and the value we're getting from it, being the women already, there's I think about 18 of us on it already, absolutely incredible, powerful women. We're supporting each other, and we're all so like-minded, and we've connected. The chemistry is just amazing. So even with just the 2 weeks before even formally starting, we have all been transformed. And we noticed that on the call today, the live call we had today, how from when we first came on to where we are today, even with just the orientation module, which has transformed us. And I don't regret it. I'm so excited, so excited that I'm on this journey. And, you know, if you're sitting on the fence and those are your two excuses, I haven't got the money or I haven't got the time, you will find the time. There's never a right time, but you will find it. And the thing is, it's so exciting. Everything we're doing is just so exciting, and it's you pushing your business forward with it. So I wouldn't even think about it any further.
Thank you. I love that. Thank you for that share. Amazing. These women are fabulous, are they not? I mean, come on. I would want to join just from hearing you guys. All right, so I'm going to open it up. Great infomercial. It was a great infomercial, Simona. All right, so there's 2 more people who want to share, and then don't worry, we have more stuff in store, so stay tuned. All right, I think Vicky's unmuted. Do you want to go for it?
Yeah, I want to join up again after what Suki just said. That was awesome. So it's beautiful hearing both Bethany and Suki talk about where they were in the beginning, and it's made me think about that as well. And do you know, I signed up for a discovery call with you, Lexi. Do you remember? And like half an hour later, I cancelled it. I freaked out. And I emailed, you're like, what the hell happened? I'm like, I freaked out. I realized that I've already spent enough money on bits here, there, and everywhere. Nothing's ever really sunk in and been the key for me. So I thought, I've just got to spend time implementing what I've discovered already. All my freebies need to be implemented. I need to go through all my notes that I've had over the last 2 years and really get this stuff going before I commit to myself again. So I never had that discovery call with you, but there was a mind shift that occurred one night, and I just thought, I'm not going to be able to do this by myself. I may, but it could take another 2 years, and I actually can't even afford to pay for my groceries and my rent every week. How can I afford to wait 2 more years for the possibility that I might get my act together? And I freaked out. So a lot of my decision was based on fear. But I went to my mum and my dad, and my dad's a salesman. He's a really tough nut. And I had to pitch myself to him. And I'm 40 years old, so this was a big challenge. And he believed in me. And my mum said on the phone afterwards, she's like, babe, if you can sell to your dad, you can sell to anyone.
That's amazing.
And I'd gone on to that call with my dad thinking, if he's prepared to invest in me, I am totally doing this. There was no way I was saying no. So I didn't end up having that call with you because it was a no-brainer. The money came through and I'm like, I'm in. And thank goodness, because now that I am in, you know, I knew that your business was Practical Woo and everything was going to incorporate the woo and everything we do, and that you were going to consider me as a soulful being and really listen to my story and consider all of that. Now that I'm in, I'm even more sure of that. You know, in this 2 weeks that we've been going through the orientation module, really having that sense of Lexi's got me covered. This is not a left brain business strategy, because that's what's freaked me out about business coaches out there. I knew that I wasn't going to be able to really get the success I wanted unless I incorporated all of me. Mm-hmm. And my left and my right brains are being nurtured, and one is just as powerful as the other, and that's, I think, where the magic is happening already. I
love it.
So my gosh, when I was on the fence, what was I thinking? I'm not worthy of being invested. I've already wasted so much money. I was feeling guilty about trying to pursue something, and it was feeling like I was pushing shit uphill or up the wrong hill. I cried. I bawled my eyes out. I blubbered when I finally sent that email through to you to say I'm in, because I couldn't believe, I'm welling up now, I couldn't believe that I just invested in myself and really believed in myself, and that my dad believed in me as well, and knowing that you were on the other side believing in me too. So thank you.
I love that. And I've been talking to Vicki for a little while now, and when I just saw that she was in, I screamed. I was like, yes! Oh my gosh! Like, it's just so exciting to see you give yourself the permission to really step into your success and step into your true calling and all of that. And so that was just so exciting, and I'm so happy to have you inside of the program.
Thank you. So that's what it is, right? Giving ourselves permission to play it big.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. I love that. Thank you for your share.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Of course, of course. Nicole, I don't know if you're still here, but I can unmute you now, or I can keep going and you can talk later, whatever works best for you. Oh, there you are.
Sorry, my kids have been coming in and out, so I didn't want you guys to be super distracted by
You're good.
what was going on. What am I going to say that's going to go, you know?
She froze.
For me, it is, yeah, I didn't have the money to pay my rent, and I didn't know what was going on with my life. And I got on a call with Lexi, or a webinar call. I don't even remember which one it was, because I was doing so many freebies. So I was on some free webinar call. And Lexi said at the beginning, set your intention. And for this call, what do you want to get out of it? And I wrote down the paper, I want to know if the Biz Spark is for me. And so I just went into the call. I don't even know what the information was in the call, because what I was listening for was, am I supposed to do this or not? And it really became clear to me that I was, because it's obvious that Lexi has listened to her ideal clients, and then that was me. As she was talking, everything she kept saying, I was thinking, you know what, this sounds like me. So maybe this isn't the kind of sales pitch Lexi would like me to say, but
it's whatever.
Well, I was just gonna say, there are tons of people out there. It's like you said, and they wouldn't be doing it. They wouldn't be pitching their programs if they didn't know what they were doing and they didn't have something to offer. And I'm sure for all of those who are doing freebies, that these people know their stuff, right? And I was personally getting so hung up with who's the perfect one for me, and who, all this. It just got to be too much. And I was sitting in that webinar and I was thinking, you know what? It's not even about Lexi. It's about me. Am I willing to take this step for myself? Am I willing to put my money where my heart is and what I want to be doing? And am I ready to invest in myself? Because I'm not going to go anywhere until I'm willing to do that. And it almost doesn't even matter who's on the other side of that screen, that we're talking to. Now, of course, I am super excited to be able to say that once I did that and I got to meet Lexi and all these women that you guys are, or some of the women you guys are hearing, but there's a whole bunch more of us. I haven't thought twice about it. And if you are in this call and you were wondering if you need to take the leap, you do. You stop doing freebies. You're just gonna just stop, because they don't get you anywhere. The group gets us somewhere, and the commitment to invest in ourselves gets us somewhere. And so that's what we're doing. And you guys can join us.
I love it. That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I think every single person inside of the Biz Spark guilty, no more freebies. Exactly. I think every single one, and me included in the past, were freebie-holics. So you're not alone. this is an epidemic. But unfortunately, even if you came to this webinar, I mean, kudos to you. You're going to get something from it and you're going to be able to take action. But there's a whole business to build, and there's so much more that needs to be put in place aside from what you're learning here today. And so it's just like, stop like with the crazy making of taking all these pieces and trying to put them together yourself when there is a clear path in front of you that I am going to guide you step by step by step to get there. And not just me, like these women who you just heard from, like they literally make this experience priceless. I couldn't be more fortunate or grateful to have them inside of the program, because honestly, it feels like magical. Like it just feels like a love session. Like it's just amazing being on the call with them. It's just so much support and so much love. Am I freezing up? I look like I'm like kind of like robotic right now. Are you guys seeing me like freezing up? I'm gonna keep going, but we'll see. So it looks fine to you. Okay, perfect. All right, good to know. So don't worry, I'm gonna get to some of the good stuff in a second, but I want to take you on a little visualization right now. And I want you to close your eyes. If you want to keep them open, that's fine too, but I think it's really powerful to just close your eyes and feel into this. And so I want you to imagine yourself 3 months in the future, 6 months in the future, whatever feels relevant and good for you. And I want you to imagine just being so crystal clear on the details of your dream life, your business, and not only having that clarity, but knowing that you've taken so many steps to implement that, and you've taken the steps to start creating it now, and it's unfolding for you before your eyes. I want you to imagine just being able to triple your productivity and just feeling that every single day inside of your business, you have a clear purpose. You are setting powerful intentions. You are tapping into an unlimited source of motivation, and you're warping time so it expands to meet your desires. There's no more spinning your wheels, and you are seeing results because you are taking actions that make sense, that are sequential. And I want you to just think about throwing out and removing any mental obstacles that you've placed in your own path. The feeling of triumphantly surpassing those, and the feeling of laughing almost about how you used to unconsciously sabotage your own success. And now you've just been able to open yourself up to such incredible abundance. And you're in this space where your fears are no longer in control. They are no longer dictating where you're going. And instead, you're the one who is in the driver's seat. You are choosing your destination. You are choosing the pit stops along the way and all of the sites. And you get to really create this reality for yourself. And imagine yourself in front of your ideal clients, just standing out, shining bright, being able to really just completely make competition irrelevant because you are so aligned with your core truths and desires, and you feel 1000% you inside of your business. You have created something that is so authentic and so true for you, and you've been able to uncover your unique talents and use them to influence, impact, and make long-lasting change in other people. And really just imagine being able to get on calls with people who are your ideal clients and knowing that you are about to create profound transformation in their lives. Know that you are going to be of so much service to them, and that when you get on these clarity calls with them, it is like the most exciting thing in the world because you get to share something so special with them. You get to share the signature package that you've created based on the desires of your ideal client. So you don't need to convince them anymore. You don't have to get them to understand why they need your coaching. They know that they need your services, and they're actually psyched to invest in them. And when you go to tell them your pricing, it's not this feeling of shrinking back, not anymore. You're not scared. You're so proud of it. You're so excited to share it. And you know that it reflects the true value of what you have to offer. And your list is growing. Your community is growing. You are developing meaningful and lasting relationships with your list, with your followers. They have turned into raving fans. And you truly connect with these people like never before. And you are just being raved about inside of your community. People just feel like you know them inside and out, and that your programs and your services are giving them everything they could have dreamed of and so much more. And they're so freaking pumped to give you testimonials and attest to the incredible experience that you've created. And now imagine just understanding exactly what it feels like to have gone from a newbie coach to creating a 5K per month coaching business through this step-by-step proven path, or whatever is true for you. And imagine being surrounded in a sisterhood of women who are so excited to support you on your journey and who are there for you to celebrate the huge successes, the little successes, and who are also there for you when things aren't going so hot. Because let's be serious, although you're, experiencing a lot of success right now, the journey, there are some bumps along the way, but they've been there for you the whole time, and you feel like you have made best friends, soul sisters with these people, and your life has just never been the same since you encountered them. So imagine all of this happening just 3 months from now, and really just tap into that feeling of how it feels for you inside. What does that feel like? How is that different than maybe what you're experiencing right now? Is it something that you desire for yourself? Because really and truly, you have the choice to decide what your reality is going to look and feel like. And it can look and feel like that. I promise you, because I have been there before. I have gone through that myself and come out the other end, and I have taken clients through that experience as well, like in real life. And so it could look and feel like this for you, or you could be somewhere else and you could still be plugging away, spinning your wheels, trying to make this happen. So again, you get to make the choice of where you're going to be, and no choice is right or wrong. But how do you want to feel 3 months from now? Where do you want to be 3 months from now? And what can you do to get yourself there? Because I promise you, like I said in the beginning, anything is possible for you. Whatever you desire can truly become your reality, but you need to commit to your success. You need to commit to your dreams and your desires. And like these women have shared with you, it wasn't clear to them at first that this was available for them. They didn't even believe in themselves, but they invested in themselves. They took a leap of faith, and it's been going incredibly for them. So again, some of you might just be on here to just get some more information and learn about your target market, and that's totally cool. Seriously, no judgment. But for those of you who are on the fence and who are looking to become a part of an amazing experience where you are completely guided the whole way, I would love to have you inside of the BizSpark, and I would love to take you on this journey and be your guide through it all. So I'm going to enter in the chat box right now the link where you can go to the page and sign up if you're interested. And for all of those of you who have joined us here today, who have joined live or are watching the replay before 11:59 p.m. Eastern, if you sign up, I'm going to gift you something that is an extension of what we did today. So today we just covered, a surface, an outline of who your people are, where to find them, how to talk to them, get information from them, etc. But all of this is going to be covered way more in depth inside of the course. But I also know that a lot of people have been asking so many questions around this, and this is like a huge point of anxiety for people, and I've seen a lot of people spin out of control and get crazy over this. So like I said, I wanted to offer something that I wish I had had at the time. So I am deciding to, for the women who are here and who are watching the replay, I'm going to, if you sign up for the BizSpark by 11:59 p.m. tonight, I'm going to gift you a 3-hour live workshop where we'll be working together to be guided step by step through all the topics that we focused on today. So you can come prepared. I'll have, pre-work for all of you to do. And so you can come prepared, ask all your questions. It's like a front of the line pass. So you're getting everything answered and you're getting that one-on-one attention that you need in order to really get super, super crystal clear on your ideal. And so again, this is only for the women who have registered for the BizSpark already or who are signing up by tonight. And if you have been following along, there are so many more incredible bonuses too for everybody. Just to quickly go through them. One is with my accounting expert. Her name is Snow Saxman, and she is going to teach you exactly how to set your business up for success and when to start taking certain actions inside of your business. So she's going to be covering, and these are all bonus calls on top of all the other stuff we have going on. So she's going to be talking about write-offs and how you can spend money on things that you enjoy and pay less taxes by doing so. She's going to be talking about tax cuts so you can learn how to set yourself up to pay yourself more and the government less in a legally and ethical way, of course. She's going to, super stoked to be receiving the bonuses. Woohoo! Yay! She's going to talk about the top situations people can get screwed by the government by and how to avoid them at all costs. And the best thing about it is her material is not location specific. So you don't need to live in the US for stuff to work for you. And she helps people from all around the world. So it will be useful information for everybody. I also am getting notifications that people are on the sales page and are trying to chat with me. I'm on here right now, but if you want to email me, I'll write it in the box as well, lexi@lexidiangelo.com. You can shoot me any questions there. I'm more than happy to get on the phone and talk to anybody about it. But just shoot me an email over there because I can't be on the chat right now. The other expert is my friend Jordana Jaffe, and she is a Facebook group strategist for introverted entrepreneurs. And she's going to break down how to build a Facebook group from scratch, even if you don't have any followers yet, how to keep that group engaged so they feel like they're part of something really special, and how to have the group look at you like you're a thought leader in the industry so they really trust you. And then finally, how to build services around your group so you can turn them into clients. Then the third expert is Saeed Rajan, and he is my personal Facebook ad specialist and marketing strategist. And he is like my secret weapon. He has been this Facebook specialist for several 6-figure launches. He's an absolute guru with getting Facebook ad costs down, so you're not wasting hundreds of dollars every week. He was able to cut my ad costs by over 50%, which is nuts because I had really good ad costs in the beginning. And I've been getting a steady stream of high quality opt-ins who are joining my list every single day. And he sells these sessions for over $1,000 each, but he has graciously agreed to join us for a 2-hour live training on Facebook advertising for coaches. So he's going to walk you step by step through Power Editor so you're not spending hours on your ads. He's going to be talking about what type of ads to be using to attract the most people, how to use Facebook pixels to keep your costs decreasing and the quality of your audience increasing, how to set up your ads so you can build and test audiences quickly and then you can scale what works and then turn off what doesn't, how to set up successful webinars so people actually attend, copywriting strategies to keep your audience engaged and taking action on your ads and your mailing lists, how to retarget so you get more opt-ins for an even lower price, how to automate your business so clients are constantly coming to you, like so many more things. And like I said, he's absolutely amazing. He spent over $1 million in Facebook ads in 2015 alone, and he's such an open book, and he's been like one of my most amazing mentors. So I'm really excited to share his genius with you. And even if you're not ready for Facebook ads, that's totally cool because you'll have these trainings available to you whenever, so you can always go back and listen to them. Then I also have Lisa Fraley, who is a legal advisor, and she is going to just show you how to legally set up your business from scratch, because I know this is something that I was like, what? I have no idea how to do this. So how to write client agreements that are going to protect you from getting sued, how to make sure your website is completely burn-proof so you'll never get hit with, false marketing claims, how to refund-proof anything you sell online if that's something you choose to do, how to set up your business as an entity so it will protect you from, ever going bankrupt, and a ton more. And again, like, her sessions go for a lot of money. So this is going to be a jam-packed, really informative session. And then the fifth speaker, it's really going to be, I've decided that it's going to be someone people choose. So the people inside of the BizSpark, I'm going to take a poll and see like what else is missing, if anything. We're covering like all the bases, but what you're really interested in hearing more about. Potentially even a sixth expert if there's, a lot of various views, but I'm really flexible and I'm always looking for ways to make this experience even more amazing, even more value packed. Wow, the bonuses are awesome. So excited. Yeah, they are so awesome. Like, the bonuses themselves are like worth the price of the program. Like, they're insane. So that is really, really exciting. And again, if you roll by tonight, because you guys are the go-getters, you're the ones who are on here or watching the replay, you will be able to get access to that 3-hour workshop. But if not, you won't be able to get it. So sorry. sorry. But again, like, this is just like my pride and my joy. This program I have crafted so intentionally, so thoughtfully, with so much love. And I know that it gets results. And again, one thing that you kind of might have extracted from hearing the other women who are inside of the program say is that while there is a step-by-step system or formula, it's not cookie cutter. And someone who actually wasn't able to join us tonight, she was saying that, yeah, like, I heard you said it wasn't cookie cutter, but I always join these programs and that they really are. And she was just saying, like, it's really not, though. And you do listen to us. You do make us feel like we're individuals. So I really understand that there's no one way to do things, and everybody is completely unique. And I think that's what makes you so successful. So I really do believe that you can be everything that you want to be inside of your business, and that you don't have to do anything one particular way. And I would love to support you in just really creating this thriving business finally, because I know a lot of you on here are freebieaholics who have even taken courses before and haven't gotten results. But I promise you, you will be engaged. You will know exactly what to focus on. And if for whatever reason it's not your jam, after 30 days or within 30 days of the BizSpark starting, you can get a full refund. And I only offer this because I don't want people to be here who are not lit up by it, who don't feel like this is the perfect fit for them. But of course, if you do decide to invest, I want to make sure that you're committed to your success and you're ready to go, you're ready to do this. So I don't know if you have any questions right now. I'm getting blown up on the sales page at the moment, but if you have a question right now, if you're on the fence and there's anything that I can answer for you, I would love to help you. And again, I'm not going to try and convince you. I think that you know you best. I just want to help you explore if this is a good fit. So if you do have any questions right now, I'd love to open it up. If you would rather email me and get on the phone with me individually, you can private message me on here, or you can email me, lexi@lexidangelo.com. But if you do want to ask a question, I'm sure it would be helpful for other people who are on here as well. So let me know if you do have any questions at all. And then I'll give you guys a second. You can type it in the chat box too if you have any questions. Oops, I think I just muted myself. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, so I will share, last but not least, just a couple of things that some other women who weren't able to join had to say. So one of the women who was inside of the BizSpark, she basically wanted me to share that she joined because she was tired of spinning her wheels and making no progress. And it's all the same, right? Like, I feel like we're all in like a similar situation. She said she would make list after list after list and never get anything done. And she was just worn out and really tired. And she said she saw how joyful I was inside of my business and how, you know, stress-free it seemed, and that she realized that she wanted to be lit up about her business and have that joy and that excitement and that passion. And she wanted to feel like her business was lighting her up instead of dragging her down. And she knew that she needed a supportive community of women to support her through the process. And she said, you know, doing it all by myself was not working for me. I knew I couldn't grow my business on my own, and that with the support of a group of ladies who are after the same thing, that would be a huge comfort for me. She said, I'm so excited to be a part of the BizSpark and could already tell this program is going to be a game changer for me and my business. I've invested in other programs in the past and I've been disappointed, but this one feels different right from the get-go. If you have any inkling at all, you gotta be part of this. And another lady, she said that, you know, she actually was really hesitant about signing up. And I was joking around with her about it the other day because she emailed me actually originally and was like, yeah, no, your program I don't think is for me. I have too much going on. It's too expensive, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, all right, that's cool. Like, good to know. Like, I appreciate you, like, you know, giving me the feedback. And so she emailed me yesterday and said, you know, I had just invested in a couple of other courses at the time. And this is like a common thing for, I feel like, a lot of the women, like, people have invested in things before and it just hasn't worked. So she said, you know, I invested in another course and I literally didn't have the money. And as I started, you know, comparing the two courses, I realized that yours actually really wasn't cookie cutter, in that it wasn't just a digital class with no interaction. It was something that you were going to be a part of and, you know, engaging with us. And so she just felt like this was something that was going to really help her finally get the clients that she desired. She said, I admire your style and branding a ton, and I'm just so excited to learn all I can from you. And she also said, as a warning to all of you, she said, warning, don't sign up for this course unless you're ready to go to do deep work and give your all to your goals. I've recently started the first module of BizSpark, and I'm blown away by the changes that are already taking place in my life. If you enjoy this sort of thing and you are ready to take your life to the next level of living, sign up for this course. I can't wait to see what's next. And it was so funny because actually on our bonus call today, she was like, I just feel so different. Like, and everyone's like, you look different. You look different. You have like this like glow about you. And it was so true though. And it was just so amazing to see that, you know, transformation. And like the ladies have shared, just from the orientation module, they've been receiving a lot of awesome ahas and just taking a lot of action and just seeing results inside of their business. Someone else also said that they hadn't posted on Facebook since 2012, and they had finally just had the inspiration to finally take action and like get things going and really, you know, see the results they were looking for inside of their business. So that was really exciting. All right, so if you don't have, oh, hold on, I see a question here. Are the strategies taught in order so that we start booking calls and hopefully getting clients early on so you can start making money quickly? Yes, I understand that that's like a huge thing that's going on for everybody. Everyone, you know, wants to make their money back, of course. So yes, there are strategies that are taught in a very specific order, so you can really make sure that you are able to make money as soon as possible. And I will say though, there are certain things that I think need to be taught before booking calls. And I think that we're talking today about orientation is all about going back to the basics, really mastering the basics, setting yourself up for success, and you need that foundation in order to build off of it. But yes, we dive into things very quickly, but you can also go at whatever pace you desire. We were also speaking about today how this journey is your journey alone, and it's your unique experience, and you get to decide what it's going to look like and feel like for you. So yes, within 3 months, you can go on to make a 5K plus business, but if that's not aligned for you, that's okay. Like, there are no, you have to do this and like, no, not at all. I really believe in creating a business that's going to feel so joyful for you. And so you get to choose what your measures of success are. And that's, you know, actually work in a whole other module that we have. But you are getting support and strategies along the way. And wherever you are inside of your business, we're more than happy to guide you. Like, I have people inside of it right now who haven't made a single cent inside of their business. That's totally cool. I have another woman who signed up last night who is making, you know, 10K months inside of her business. So it's really can be, the strategies that I'm teaching can be applied to anybody. It's really about what you're looking to get out of it and your intention, and I'm there to support you with whatever your goals are. Go for it. She said, I have to go. I will email you. Okay, perfect. Sounds good. All right. Anything else? Thank you. You're welcome. Anything else that I can answer for you ladies while we're hanging here? It's been so fun to hang out with you. I wish I could see some of your faces, but it's okay. Hopefully I'll be able to see them inside of the program. Thank you, though, seriously, for taking the time to be here. I know that there are so many freebies and webinars and things out there, and you've decided to be here with me today, and that really does mean a lot to me. So I appreciate your time, and I do hope that you got some valuable nuggets from this, and that you will not just take this information and let it, you know, fizzle out, but actually create a little plan for yourself about the actions that you're going to take, and just take one small tiny one today, maybe tomorrow, and go and implement it. So get clear on the action steps that you're going to take, and by when, and then go for it. You're welcome. Thank you. My one action is to create survey questions. Perfect. Love it. Gotta go. We'll catch the replay. Awesome. Sweet. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, again, it's been such a pleasure to be hanging out with you guys here. You can go to thebizspark.com if you have any other questions. If you want to speak to me about whether this is right for you, email me lexi@lexidangelo.com, and I would be more than happy to help you with any and all decisions. And again, just to make sure that it feels good for you, because I only want people in here who are so dedicated to their success and the success of other women who are ready to be a part of a really engaged and supportive community. That's really important to me. So with that, I will let you all go. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope you have an amazing night. Bye, everybody. And for those people in the BizSpark who spoke, thank you. I love you all. I appreciate it. Mwah, mwah, mwah. See you in the Facebook group. Bye.